All right.
Wait, are we live now?
We are live.
I'm not going to keep talking about what I was just talking about.
You definitely did not want to do that.
All right. Let's do this for a few minutes. Here we go. And 3, 2. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of the Chicago 60 podcast. This week on the podcast, we're going to talk about the Bears playing the Colts and Andrew Luck saying bye-bye and all the Colts fans saying, F you, man. That's pretty much the entire podcast. All of that on this week of the podcast, and gentlemen, it is now time for podcast. All right. Well, that was an intro we did not.
We planned it out. That was not planned out at all.
See, that's all that fucking improv.
Yeah, that was
stupid ass.
Yeah.
We just
Your eyes just
we
lock,
improved it.
Yeah.
and you know each other's. You can feel each other.
Yeah, we feel each other.
Deep inside.
That's right. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Chicago 60.
That's the mood you've been in.
He built the table, y'all, so he's a little tired.
This is the podcast now.
Yeah,
For the next 20 minutes, it's
That's
just
right.
Justin
Just
making
me
different
making
noises.
weird.
But I mean, do we sound different now that we're on an official table, an official podcast table?
I think so. I think we sound way more professional at this table.
I agree.
I think we look professional at this table.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. We have a table.
Yes.
And soon, microphones.
Yes.
And other audio equipment.
That's right.
So we stopped using this shitty Snowball and GarageBand. Ugh.
Sorry, y'all. Hey, we working our way up.
We're working our way up. We're like,
That's the Jeffersons. The Jeffersons.
Yeah,
I gotta get
I was going to say it, but then you started doing it. I'm like, I don't know what's the right thing to do.
Here we go. Every week there's one of these awkward moments.
Like, I'm not sure if I should be a part of this.
There's already been plenty of awkward moments tonight.
So, like, am I allowed?
I'm just going to say what I want to say, and then you guys can hate me a little bit more every time we meet up, or hate me a little less. I guess is how we'll do this moving forward. But I don't know what the rules are anymore, so fuck it. Yeah, so we have a table. We have all new equipment coming out. It's going to be fun from the Chicago 60. Also, we have a brand new contest video coming out tomorrow. We're going to be submitting it for the Roadie Festival. I don't know, contest, whatever the fuck it's called.
That's fucked up, y'all.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't remember.
We filmed the whole movie and we don't know the contest name.
It's the Roadie something or other.
So it is the Roadie, the world's largest short film competition. It's called Roadie Reel 2019.
Roadie Reel.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This is what happens when they don't allow the regular people to vote on the winners. Nobody knows the name of your contest.
That is correct. Thank you, Joe. But anyway, so we got that coming out in about a week. How many days is it? 10 days? Is it 10 days? 10 days.
Sounds right.
The Bears are
Bears
playing the dreaded Packers on opening night, Thursday night, September 5th.
Yep.
And we are going to be doing a live podcast, live pregame show for the Chicago 60. Myself, we got Mike Jaworski coming. Mike Jaworski's hosting. I'm a little scared.
Mike's going to be there.
I'm scared about Mike.
Yeah,
Jaworski.
Mike is he's something. He's a character.
Mike's gonna be hosting that. We let him host something. It's dangerous. And then we have one of his good buddies is gonna be the other host.
We got another guy. He's coming. He's gonna be hanging out with Mike.
Yeah. So we got that, and then we're gonna have a bunch of other super fans from the Bears at the CBTC tailgate, as well as other super fans from the other teams. So there will be some Packers fans on the show. It's going to be great. We're going to do some smack talk. We're going to talk about the games. We got some segments already planned for the show. We're going to have merchandise. We're going to have a thingamajig that's behind you.
That's right.
And it's called a banner. lot of cool stuff coming up. So stay tuned, everybody. It's going to be total funs. But now, without further ado, moving right along in other news. Let's talk about the main topic tonight, which is our feelings. So the big thing is the preseason has been going on, and the Bears won their first preseason game. They beat the Colts down in Indianapolis 27-17.
That's right.
I didn't think the Bears were going to win any preseason games because they don't start their starters because the Navy is against playing the starters.
That's right, he sure is.
I don't understand this. It's very unconventional not to play the starters in the preseason,
Didn't he say it was like?
particularly in the third game.
Didn't he say it was like he'd rather learn the lesson of what it like you fucked the preseason? I'd rather know the information and learn the lessons in the beginning.
Hey, and that makes sense to me, man. You know what? You do not want to lose your starters for the whole season.
He says he wants to see what the backup players will do against the starters because if they're ever called up, they will be playing against starters, so they need to know who can play against starters.
Yeah.
Which sounds delusional.
What happens when the other team starters stop playing?
I mean, he was coach of the year last year, so I'll give it to him.
I mean, we don't know what'll happen, right?
Because I mean, he knows what the starters are going to do because they played like the whole season.
They're going to come
So
out
it's like,
and dominate the Packers for the first half.
Damn
and
right
they
they
get
are.
tired.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
And then here comes the backups
they're
who
gonna-
have been playing and prepared.
Leo Mack is going to injure Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to come back in the fourth quarter and score 3 touchdowns to win a game. That's basically what happened last time.
Yeah.
That's not happening again.
We're
Not
not
this
here.
year.
But
Not
then-
this year. And the reason that's not going to happen is because the Bears' defense is so scary. Andrew Luck quit right after he played the Bears. They're so scary. Quarterbacks who might be MVP of the league are quitting before playing the Bears
I
defense.
don't want to play anymore.
Season's over.
I give up football.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like,
I
this
played
is-
the Bears.
This is so bad. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm out. I'm gonna get injured. You guys suck.
They're gonna
I'm
hurt me.
out.
I think I'm not playing.
So is
That's
that
right.
what happened?
Yes.
Guys.
That's the meme that's been going around,
I
and
know.
I think it was
It's-
hilarious.
It is funny. That's funny. But we all know that this kid is he's
He was a great player.
Andrew Luck's the real deal, man. Like the guy is a tremendous quarterback, really smart guy, smart football player all the way around, and he loves ball, man. And for him to go ahead and throw the towel in, that dude is at a point where not only is he physically not able to keep up with the demands of professional football, but obviously his mentality is not able to push him through rehab again. I
I think
understand
it just
that.
shows that he's a sane. He's sane. That's all. He's a.
Before we continue with our feelings about what's going on, let me just quickly set up what happened for anybody who may be listening who has no idea what the hell we're talking about. Andrew Luck is a quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, formerly quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, because he had retired right after playing, or right after the Bears played the Indianapolis Colts in the preseason game. What was it 2 days ago?
It's a couple days.
A couple days ago or so. And what you need to know about Andrew Luck is that I think he's been in the league for about 9 years. I want to say he might have been 7. I think he came out. I think he was drafted. He was 22. He's 29 now. So he was in the league for 7 years. 4 out of those 7 years, he took the Colts to the playoffs. He did very well. He's got amazing statistics. I mean, he was in line to be one of the at least remembered quarterbacks. Maybe not one of the greats of all time, but definitely a remembered quarterback.
I mean, the kid coming out of Stanford. I mean, they were looking at him doing the things that Aaron Rodgers is doing right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
he was supposed to be
highly regarded.
highly regarded, was supposed to be the backup to Peyton Manning after Peyton Manning left. 3 out of those 7 years, he was injured. He got severely injured in a bunch of different places, and the Colts did not make the playoffs those years. So he was an integral part of the Colts having successful seasons. He won the Comeback Player of the Year last year. What happened was during the game between the Bears and the Colts, an announcement was made during the game that he had decided to retire from the game of football because of all the injuries. He suffered an injury in training camp. He was not even playing during the preseason, and he decided he had enough. He's gone through too many injuries, too much rehab, and it was mentally draining, and he decided, I'm retiring from football. I can't do this anymore. While he was walking off the field, Indianapolis Colts fans booed him while he was leaving. He had a press conference right after the game. He basically announced his retirement, and he said, and this is all over Twitter and everything, that he was basically hurt by the fans' reaction to them booing him after he has given a lot to the organization, and basically is the whole reason why they even had, I mean, without him, they would have been at the bottom. Of course, now they definitely are at the bottom because he's not going to be like, I saw a picture of a guy, he was wearing a Luck jersey, and he put two things of Scotch tape, and on the top of the thing it said, well, and then he switched out the L for an F, and so it said, well, fuck. Because now they're not going to win shit.
They had high expectations.
They did.
They were singing Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They did pretty well last year.
They did very well last year.
So my question to you guys now that we've set it up is, what are your thoughts about what the Colts fans did and Andrew Luck overall? You started talking about it, but what do you guys think?
Well, you want to go first?
Yeah, well, I got a long analogy to throw out here. All right, so for those non-football fans, this is a good way to kind of sum it up. And so imagine, let's all jump up, put our imagine hats on, and let's imagine.
Now we're gonna have to create actual imagine hats for the podcast.
Imagine hats.
Yeah. Imagine hats.
So let's live it. So you got a girlfriend, or let's say a significant other. You've had a significant other, and it's been going on for over a year now. Like, it's been going on for a long time. You've had fights. It's been a little rocky, but overall it's pretty good. And you like where things are going, and you've had some fights, but things are really turning around, and you're looking ahead, and you're going, this is going really well. Like, this could be something forever. This could be something really special. And now in the timing, it's just before summer. You're just at the start of summer. You've got a whole summer planned, full of activities and things to do. Like there's weddings. Every weekend you got a wedding, and you've made the plans to go. You're traveling. You've bought your tickets, your plane tickets, and before even all the weddings are, you've got travel. You got 3 weeks.
You got it. Traveling. We got it.
Right. You got a 3-week vacation. You got a 3-week vacation.
Good,
all right.
Jesus.
So you've already bought the plane tickets for it and the hotels. Like, you've got everything planned. You've paid for it. You've already paid for it.
Being redundant.
All right.
Move on.
So
It's dedication though. He's
Yeah,
getting
no.
somewhere.
right,
is.
this is everything. This is how you're feeling, and you're feeling that at the end. You're thinking, if this goes well, like, you're gonna propose at the end of the summer. You're gonna propose. This is how you're feeling. All right. And now this is the moment. So things are good, right? And now you're hanging out with your significant other, and you're not really talking. You're just kind of there together because you're comfortable with each other. And all of a sudden, you get a text from your friend, and your friend texts you, and it's like, hey, so and so says that your significant other wants to break up with you, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you look at this person, and you look at it, and you go, what is this? Like, is this true? And you get the look back that's like, where they're like sad because they're like, oh, I didn't want you to find out this way, but yeah, this is true. This is how I feel now. You're gonna be pretty fucking. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? You're gonna be pretty upset, and I think you got every damn right to be upset about it in that moment.
Absolutely right.
So now, of course, later on, you're a good person, right? You care about this person. At some point later on,
I thought it was gonna end, but it just keeps going.
So later on, you're gonna go, okay, like, I understand, like, you got to do what's right for you, and I respect that, and I'm happy, like, I'm happy for you. I admire that you had the courage to do that. I admire that you have the awareness to know this about yourself, and that you had the courage to go through with it and make this decision. And I wish you all the best in the future. And you're gonna come to that point, but it sucks in that moment. It's gonna suck for you for a long time. You're gonna go on this trip that you had planned by yourself. You already paid for it anyway, right? You're still gonna go, and you're like, oh man, I wish.
I got it. Hold on, wait. I think I got it. So you're saying Andrew Luck is the chick, and then your friend is the message that came from ESPN during the game, and you're the Colts fans.
Yeah,
Got it. We needed to wrap it up somehow.
Is the trip the journey to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Well, it's
Or the
the
wedding.
whole season.
The
so what happens is like the fans actually they have something invested. That's the point. Like they got something invested in this, and they had high. It's not just the.
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. What is your point?
I love that analogy is hilarious. Did you just come up with that? Like you think about that all day?
Yeah.
All right. Damn, I should have lied. If you said you just came out like, dude, that was just all right. I'm not gonna give you an analogy for an analogy. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it like this. Andrew Luck, like you even said before we got on the podcast, you say he actually seems like he's sane. Yeah. Not a lot, or we don't normally see NFL players throw the towel in when they're still young. We've only seen a couple people, like Barry Sanders, he's still retired in his prime. Megatron, retired in his prime. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Andrew Luck is forced to retire because of injuries. You know? I mean, the man body, his body just is not holding up anymore. He's smart enough to know that he still wants to, like Derrick Rose, you know, I want to be able to walk after I'm done playing. I want to go to my kid's graduation, you know, shit like that. So
this isn't the thing that he wanted. This isn't the way he wanted it to go.
This is totally not the. People need to look at this. Okay, football is this man's best friend. This man has trained his entire life to be at this level. Do you understand how tough it is to be a pro quarterback? It's probably. I mean, some people say maybe a pitcher is the hardest position to play in all sports. I say a quarterback, dude, because you get hit. You know what I'm saying? A pitcher might get shot by a ball every now and then, but that quarterback has people on his ass every day. That's why, that left tackle got to be on point. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he's actually giving up what he loves the most other than his family and friends, that's devastating to him. And obviously, he's not mentally ready or he's just fatigued at the whole point of going through rehab over and over again. I feel like he's at a point to where he doesn't want to walk away from the game, but he doesn't want to disappoint the fans, his teammates, coaching staff, all that stuff, because he's not on the field. This man is turning down $58 million, that he still has left on 3 years of his contract. So it's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? This is true. This is about his own self-worth, his being. I mean, he wants to be able to, who knows, maybe come back in 2 years. Take a year off, get healthy, another year and a half or something, maybe he comes back. He's still young enough. He still has the skills. I'm sure he'll keep throwing the ball around, and he's gonna still hang out and he'll still work out.
He's got an engineering degree from Stanford.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
He's like, I'm out.
That's my point.
He's already got $100 million.
He's already got $100 million.
Y'all see, that's what I'm saying. So for people to start dogging him out, bullying him, and all this, it's like, stop being selfish.
Okay, so to be on the fan side a little bit, someone wrote an article that said the 5 stages of grief and loss: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
So I guess they'll be accepting about 2 more weeks from now? Like after the season? No, it's going to be maybe...
They'll be accepting once they get blown out the first game of the season.
No, but there's going to be a bargaining. Well, you know what? Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can't do this.
I just read an article today saying that they're still too good to tank. No. So they're going to still try and make a decent season out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the bargain.
Wait a minute. Do you think the happiest person in the world right now is the backup quarterback of the Colts?
No.
Do we even know who that guy is?
No idea who that is.
He played a lot. He's played a lot.
What do you think?
Because Andrew Luck has been hurt so much.
Yeah.
Have you seen Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
The show?
Yeah.
He's Saracen right now. Okay, he's Matthew Saracen.
Yeah, Matthew Saracen, the little guy. He's like,
oh shit.
Yeah. It's all good when you like holding the clipboard and you got that dude that's like really good and you like, I'll call these plays out for you. Yeah. But then when the coach look to you, like, you ready to go and start warming up.
Nah, but this guy been playing a lot. We talked about it. He's been hurt. Luck's been hurt so much. He's played plenty of games. He'll be fine. He wants it. He wants $100 million too.
Or will he?
Well, I don't know. I don't think the Bears are playing the Colts, but I think the only saving grace is that this quarterback who will be playing for the Colts now will skip the Khalil Mack phase.
Okay, Stephen Morris has moved into the backup position behind Scott Tolson.
Scott told, I don't know.
The starter is going to be Jacoby Brisket.
Well, whoever, it's the Colts.
He's the weaker. He's the
fuck.
weaker biscuit.
They're gonna be at the bottom of the AFC South now. Are they in the South?
Yeah, you're right. Jacoby.
I think so.
Yeah, because we're going to see so.
Yeah.
Brisket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's
So because they played
got
the
the true
Texans
biscuit.
and who else? The Titans and somebody else.
That's why we're Bears fans.
That's why we're Bears fans. We're like the Bears, but I just you know, I get what you're saying. Like in the moment, you're just like, what the? Because you're just look. Let's all put ourselves.
I think
in the stands.
fans got a right
Wait,
to say this sucks.
Let's put
I
ourselves.
think they have a right to say
in the
that.
stands. Let's put ourselves in the stands.
I'm in
We're
the
just
stands.
trying to
I'm in the
enjoy.
stands right now.
We're watching a game.
Okay?
The Bears
I'm
are
watching
winning.
preseason football.
We're watching
It sucks.
preseason football.
I'm like, why the hell am I
Because
here?
this is the only. And for a lot of fans go to preseason, but it's because it's the only ticket they can afford.
It's true.
So they go to see their team.
It's true.
So let's say we're one of those fans, and
Build it up even more. You just bought your daughter a Love jersey.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I just bought my
My favorite
kid a
fucking
Luck
player.
jersey, and she's all excited. She's like, hey, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm out there. Right, I got 2 treat beers. I got my family there. I just bought my daughter an Andrew Luck jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the only game of the year I can afford to take my family to because I'm busting my ass 9 to 6 every
Absolutely.
day,
Yep.
going to a fucking office,
Yep.
sitting in a cubicle,
That's right.
making $45,000 a day. I go preseason game.
Wait, you say a
And
day?
then, huh?
You say a day?
That's a lot of money.
You say a day?
Did I say a day?
Yeah, you said a day.
I meant a year.
Alright.
To me, it
You
feels
can talk about that.
a day feels like a year to me at this job.
Alright.
So
Alright,
I take my family out there.
You
Okay.
didn't know that white people
And,
get paid this much?
We don't want to disclose that information.
Joe, don't
Yes,
tell
no
them.
Joe,
Don't let out the secrets.
Not today.
So anyway, so I take my family out there, okay? And I'm just trying, I'm trying to enjoy my game, and all of a sudden I look up in the thing and it says, "Oh, Andrew Luck's gonna." I go, what the fuck? Because I know the rest of the year I have to watch this team on TV, and this is the thing I look forward to every Sunday. And I know this guy is the franchise of the. And then I just find out in the middle of the one game I go to that now he's just gone.
Hey.
I can definitely see why you'd be angry and potentially go.
Hey.
Humans are dumb.
Humans
We're
are
dumb.
dumb. People will let you down. That's what I learned. But guess what? It's football, man.
It's football.
It's
It's just a
football.
game.
But it's the way it's the way that they found out about that. That's what sucks. Like, everything sucks about it, right?
Because he
What's
was
to
gonna,
say?
he was originally going to do a legitimate formal
Of
press
course
conference.
he was. He's a good
after
guy.
the game.
He would have done that.
But it
Yeah. And that's
really,
not-
it's not even Andrew's fault. It's whoever the fuck leaked it. I think it was ESPN. Fuck them.
Mhm.
They ruined it for those fans. And under the circumstances, I can understand why they did it, but I still think it was wrong because even if he's going to do it, like people who are fans of that team should know what he's gone through the whole time, and they know he was injured. He wasn't playing in the preseason, so it's just like
But
you didn't see this coming, really?
you already expect, though, now after a giant group of people bullying one individual, all the love that's going to come out now. All the people are going to be like, no, fuck that. No, you dedicated a lot of time and effort to this team,
It's coming already.
to us. And yeah, exactly. And people are pushing back.
People have been
Yeah.
a lot of. It's been athletes
Mm-hmm.
across other sports that have been coming to his defense.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, you had all these people making these comments. Not funny thing, but ignorant thing. All these people making these comments on Twitter and all types, social media. Never played a down of football, let alone pro football, any football, high school, college. So those people need to just really just be the hell quiet, man, because you probably call off for a damn headache. Seriously, this man is still going to work every day, getting it in. So I think people need. It's the society that we live in today. People have this soapbox, which is Twitter and IG and everything. They feel like they damn opinions matter. Like ours do matter though. And it's like,
This is true.
shut the hell up. Like, stop it. If people take the chance to read what they put out before they send it and really, I think a lot of people would not press send as much as they do.
What people do on social media is they write what they feel in the moment. They don't proofread and they don't consider what their words are going to do to the person that they're targeting. because they don't have to, because it's a thing in the ether.
Yeah.
But are these people,
And in many cases, their real names are not attached to the thing.
Boom.
So who cares? I can
are
say
these-
what I want.
Are those people?
Twitter Vegas.
Are they Colts fans? Are you talking? Is it Colts fans who are talking shit about Andrew Luck on Twitter, or is it just people from all over?
It's probably people from all over.
People from all over.
But it's probably some Colts fans.
They're just trolls.
Yes,
They're
the fact that that's
I don't
even
think
a
the
word.
real. I don't think. I hope the real Colts fans by now are not.
I would hope not. I mean, that would just be completely disrespectful. Like, that's like saying, us Chicago fans, we know how it is. I mean, we had Derrick Rose. I mean, okay, like, y'all act like we can't be mad. That dude, we have no idea what he could have been. Okay,
Right.
Youngest MVP in history. I mean, he was just getting started. And look what happens. Injuries happen in all sports, y'all. It happens to everybody.
It happened to Rex Grossman, gosh darn it. The Bears picked Rex Grossman, and he could have been a good player. He could have been the next Drew Brees, and he got two knee injuries back to back.
Absolutely not.
Fucked up his career.
No. Rex Grossman had a cannon. That's it. He couldn't see over
He
the
was
line.
more
He was too small.
mobile before his two knee injuries.
Hey, man. He's a college
Once he got
player.
those two knee injuries, he was done.
He was a college player. That's it.
That is true. I
That
don't
dude was
disagree.
not supposed
But I
to-
love bringing that up as
Rex Grossman was a beast in college, man, but that's it. He's too small.
he was too small. He was too small.
To be fair, our world is centered on the idea of other people telling you how to do your job.
Yeah.
It's always been that way, and I don't think it will ever change. So you have a place where people have bought in, they paid to go into this venue, sit here and watch you potentially win them something that they'll never be able to touch. They'll just be able to say that we did it, even though they did nothing.
That is correct.
Then they have this feeling of like, well, I'm going to tell you that you ain't shit because you're quitting on us.
That's right.
Not just
It's a
the
tribal
team.
mentality.
Exactly, it has to be. Because how do you stay a dedicated fan for so long if you don't fall into that?
Correct.
And then later on go, gosh darn it, I was a real asshole that day. I apologize.
I didn't have a Snickers that day. I'm really sorry.
Like, I worked for 9 hours and
you-
then came to this game with my family only to find this shit out.
Yeah.
And you know what, it hurt because we just started.
Do you think
You
it would have
got a
been
right to
better?
say that. Yeah, I think you do have a right to say that.
Do you think it would have been better if Andrew Luck had been fired by the Bobs? Do you think if the Bobs had come in and been like, I'm really sorry, but you're injured, we're going to have to find you a new place for employment, and they gave him the packet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to...
Well, this is good
I'm
timing.
going to need you to...
This is happening
pack
to
up
hundreds of
all the
players
things
in
in
the
your
league right
locker.
now.
But can I snag that red sandpiper stapler real quick? Thanks.
This is cutting
Yeah.
the cutting. I don't know what they call it when they cut to the 53-man roster. That's literally what happened. I was hearing some coach would describe.
Did he bring in the Bobs?
People were talking that players would be hiding and that they actually had to bring in. I heard this from a few different former players who were saying that on this day they actually hire people from outside the organization to go hunt all the players because players would be hiding because they know it's coming.
Cut there.
I want that job.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, just dressed up as like a dude working on some lights. And you just come down. You're like, hey, beautiful day, isn't it? You're like, yeah, this is great that you're fired, bitch. Wait, what'd you say? You fired. There you go. Thanks. I don't even work with lights. Like, someone might want to check that. Just leave.
No, seriously, somebody needs to check this shit because I don't know what
The
the hell I'm up
electricity in the
there.
entire area is out.
Yeah.
So someone needs to call Conway.
Oh, that's dope. I would love for that to be a thing that I could do one time. Just one time. Just for one player and just be like,
Is it,
ha! Craft your dreams, motherfucker!
is it like Secret Shoppers?
That's so
They're
wrong.
gonna do that.
I'm sure-
Seth Rogen and what was it, Pineapple Express, or was one of his movies.
It would have to be Pineapple Express, and I don't think he had too many other movies where,
Well, we
other than
No, he plays what the hell movie? He plays a guy who's serving people.
seriously, yeah, it's Pineapple Express
Yeah.
because it's running.
yeah, he was serving people for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, anyway, I think we can wrap this up and say we can at least understand why. So it wasn't all Colts fans. It
I
was
understand.
maybe
Don't
some.
Totally.
Like we can understand why they would be upset in the moment. I don't think any of us particularly agree with the booing. It sounds like, but we can at least understand why they booed.
Well, I still want to argue that. I think they have a right to do that, and I'm going to stand up for them for that moment, and then afterwards they're gonna, then the next day or a few days later you're gonna be like, nah, it's cool, like we love you, and then they got the rest of their lives, the rest of Andrew, and I keep saying everything sucks about that situation. Every single.
Is this going to be a situation where a bunch of them show up at Andrew Luck's door and it's like, hey Andrew Luck, we know we were bullying you, and
they could.
We're sorry. We just wanted to say we were assholes and we thought you were a great quarterback.
We're the coalition from Section C, 3 seats, A, B, and C, D.
They got their whole. Andrew Luck's gonna live a very long, hopefully a long and healthy and happy life, and everyone's gonna be happy for him, and they'll have plenty of time in the rest of his life to tell him, hey, we're really happy for you, and I'm sure they'll mean it. They'll definitely mean it.
Andrew Luck is going to be fine, and he's not even thinking about these damn people in a minute.
He's got an engineering degree from Stanford, and he has $100 million.
And he's a white man. He's gonna be.
I mean, an ugly white man, but a white man nonetheless.
Doesn't mean anything. He's gonna be great.
Yeah, he's a fugly looking bro, man.
Whatever. I like.
But super nice.
He's super nice, dude. He's a good dude.
Super nice.
There's a video of him when he gets hit, when he's like, "Hey, good hit, buddy."
Exactly. Yeah.
Who the fuck does that?
Andrew Luck.
He's like, oh God, I ripped my shin off, but hey man, that was a great hit. Oh God, I'm dying inside, but God, you guys really put it.
You got it, man. You're a menace out there. You're just tearing it up. Hey, can you help me up? I can't walk.
Is he going to continue to live in Indianapolis?
I would move.
I wouldn't. I'd stay right there. I'd be like, do something. Please, do something.
Just walk out of his house with a cup of coffee in the morning, just smiling, staring.
Like sitting on like
yep.
Wait, he walk out like,
he's
y'all
a perfectly manicured lawn, and just start doing one of these. He's sipping on his coffee.
Just throwing footballs places.
Just
you just see the arm. You just see balls just going, y'all. Like,
people drive by, is that Andrew Luck's house? He's still got it. Is he coming back to the Colts? No, he's not coming back. He's got a degree from Stanford. He's got $100 million.
I feel like one day he should like definitely John Wick it and just be like years down the road when everything's bad, they're like, call Luck. And then he like walks in, he takes a sledgehammer, he's like, it's time. He breaks through like concrete, just like drilling through
get his shit back. You go back to Ursay like,
you still got your locker. We haven't emptied it.
It's a fucking shrine, dude. Like, no one can even sit on that side.
How interesting though that his name is Luck, and he plays for a team that has a horseshoe as an emblem, and he still got injured 3 times. Like, clearly, he had no luck, right? I mean, other than the 4 seasons he played very well.
He's a white man with a degree from Stanford.
He's lucky as fuck to me.
And he has $100 million?
You can stop. Maybe. You can lead with that. He's a white man.
Yeah. He's a white man.
He's a white man. That was... Well, your timing is impeccable.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nice. And on that note, yeah, wrap this up.
Yeah, right.
We're going to wrap this up and move on to our favorite segment of the week, the Jag-Off of the Week. This week's Jag-Off is all the Colts fans who booed Andrew Luck.
Or anybody else that has something negative to say about Andrew Luck retiring, you are a Jag-Off.
That's right. That's right. You're all a bunch of Jag-Offs. Don't boo your guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good dude, man.
He's a good dude, and that's all we have to say about that. One last thing I'm going to say because this is something worthy to mention and something that I am excited about for the Bears, and that is the kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, during the preseason game against said Colts, hit a 58-yard field goal. Holy, do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, that event in itself has brought all Bears fans.
That was longer
joy.
than the girl.
Yeah. What?
With the girl, the girl
soccer player.
Yeah.
Let's not even. Yeah, you're just like, that's longer longer than the girl. I'm talking about
so he kicked the field goal
I'm
longer
glad,
than a girl.
I'm glad that we got that. I
I'm
was
really
like,
glad you continued to talk because that could have gotten very
Oh, you're
weird.
15. Like, yeah, the what?
What'd you say? Yeah, Carly Lloyd from the U.S. Women's National Team hit a 55-yard field goal, and now she's like, now everybody thinks every woman can hit a 55-yard field goal. It's like, no, motherfucker, she's a professional soccer player.
I mean, right?
Like,
can we stop acting like we can do the same things that pros can do, y'all?
yeah,
Stop.
I mean, please,
Good
Jesus.
Quit playing.
Hell, I
Who wants
can't
to
kick
hire?
a ball.
I mean,
I can't keep no damn football.
No.
I'm serious, man. That shit go all over.
Right?
look, I don't want to continue this
Yeah.
anymore, but I'm just gonna throw out a question that would be interesting. What kind of a statement would it be if Carly Lloyd left the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team to get paid better money by a pro football team? She's like, bitches, I'm out. I'm gonna go get real money now.
Hey, the vibe would be a huge issue.
Oh my
we
God.
this for years.
I mean, hey, if she can do it, them girls say they probably hate on her, but I mean, what the fuck can they say?
Actually, I don't
I
think they
can't
would.
believe you did.
I don't think they
They
would.
probably all be.
I think they would be like,
Well, it would be just like the Colts. They'd have them in there with like, I'm a little pissed off at you, but you go get your fucking money.
alright, bitch.
Well, then they're all gonna be trying out for the teams.
Yeah,
They'll start in the off season.
that's right.
Hey, at least for that first season though, no one will hit her. Like,
Really?
there'll be a clean, like, just shot and be like, shit.
But it's always that one. It's always that one motherfucker.
That
That
one
one motherfucker
guy.
get through and shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I got through.
Yeah.
You're like, damn.
And then that's that moment where we see, but for a good while,
Yo, no
Please
shit
shots.
though.
Until
If any of them
one,
actually,
there's gonna be one that gonna get through, gonna hit her, and everyone's gonna be like, dude.
asshole.
you fucking did.
Yeah, and then
That's so
he'll like be
'cause
jump
she's
up and like
tiny.
celebrate.
She'll just blow up,
He'll be
man.
like doing like his dance, you know, and then everyone else
You
is
can't
like,
do that
what
dance
the
over
fuck?
a girl.
Yeah,
That would
just
just
one
be
stuff.
insane.
There's one
They
guy,
just-
and that'll be the story for
They just
for
fired
months.
him
Like,
immediately.
It's like, sorry, dude, you hit a woman.
The
But
owner
it's
just be up there
football.
like,
That's the greatest stipulation ever, right? Because you're just sitting there as a coach, just like, hit her.
Oh yeah.
No, I want you to hit her.
Because nobody in the NFL ever hits women.
Every football team. Oh my god,
that was
dude.
Jesus. Okay, we have to
That
stop
took me a
now.
minute, but damn,
That was good.
split
That
second.
was.
Anyway, good job, Eddie Pinheiro, for hitting a 50-yard field goal. And we're really happy for the Bears and everything that's coming up for the Bears. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was
Because no one in
an
the
episode.
NFL hits women. That was great, dude. That was fucking great.
And thanks, Eddie Pinheiro, for hitting a 50-yard field goal. And if you enjoyed listening to this episode of the podcast where we talk about
You're
domestic
special.
abuse, then you
You're
should
really
subscribe.
You got a problem.
Oh, man.
We're gonna try this again next week.
Oh, boy.
And next week,
Anyway.
what,
Hey, guys,
what will
it's-
Andrew Luck do in his retirement?
It's a new table, okay? We're trying to get
That's
used
right.
to it.
We're getting used to the new table.
Yeah,
It's
table-
very nice. It actually is
Actually,
very
this
nice.
table is
Yeah,
texture.
very nice.
I love
Picture's
texture.
nice.
Texture.
We can see everyone. Like,
That's right.
Yeah, Joe's not like off to the left.
That's
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Everybody can see it. It's fantastic. But here's some interesting things to talk about before we end this episode, and that is number one.
Number one.
Next week, we are doing the live pre-game show on September 5th for the Bears versus the Packers. On opening day, we're going to be at the CBTC. That's the Chicago Bears Tailgating Club for all you fans out there. That is right across the street from Reggie's Bar, and then the South Loop near Halstead Street, okay? So go out there once, come out and see the show. We got merchandise, we got all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to have stickers. You can get a sticker,
What
but you
time?
should come out right there. The tailgate starts at noon, 12 p.m. The pregame show is going to start between 2 and 3. So be out there, going to run for about an hour. And then we're going to party, we're going to do photos,
Yeah.
we're going to drink, we're going to eat, and we're going to get ready for the Bears,
That's
the
right.
Packers.
All that
So come
shit.
out for that. Number 2, look out for, I'm going to stop doing the accent for that. Number 2, look out for our new comedy sketch videos that will be coming out in September as well. We will be releasing them. That's going to be super exciting. We're starting up a new production company
That's right.
with a new name and everything. It's going to be exciting, so look out for that. That's happening in September, October. Be excited for that. Number 3, we've got guests coming in September. Starting September 9th, we have our first guest, my friend Tim Cotter. He'll be coming on to talk about the aftermath of the Bears-Packers game because he's unfortunately a Packers fan.
Yeah.
And we're going to have an interesting conversation with him. And then every Monday after that through the rest of the year, folks, we have special guests. Because everybody you see here is part of the C60 crew.
Right.
Ron and Joe are our special guests, but they're the crew. They're now part of the crew. They're going to be with us for most episodes. We're going to have some real quality special guests. We've got friends coming on who are actors, comedians, business owners, improvisers. They're going to be telling you about their shows.
People that are doing shit.
People who are doing some really cool shit that you should know about that's going on here in Chicago. So stay tuned. Really start watching in September because that's going to be happening. Also, we're going to be doing a lot of new things with content, especially this podcast. We're going to be dissecting this up so you can listen to certain segments and everything. So there's going to be so much content coming out on the YouTube channel. So first of all, you have to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, help us out because that gets us higher in the rankings and everything on YouTube, and you're going to see a bunch of content you wouldn't normally see if you're not subscribed there. Number 2, if you're listening to this on iTunes, please subscribe on iTunes as well, and leave us a 5-star review, please, because we're really trying to get higher in the rankings, particularly for anything when you type in Chicago podcast, so because we want people to know about cool things happening in the city, so really help us out, do that for us real quick once. Also, follow us on the Facebook page and like it, please. You can do that by going to Facebook and typing in Chicago 60, SIXTY. And then also, if you don't mind, go hop over to Instagrams, if you got one, and type in Chicago_60, the numbers this time, Chicago_60, and follow us there because we're going to be coming out with all kinds of new content, behind-the-scenes photos from all of our shoots and stuff, some other contest things that we might start doing, but it'll only be on the Instagram page. So if you're not on there, you're going to miss out on potentially winning some free stuff. So pay attention for that because we got merch coming out. That's right, merch. That's coming out very soon too. We got shirts, we're going to have hats, all kinds of stuff. In other new shirts, Chicago 60 t-shirts, Don't Be a Dick, Be a Dick shirts. All of this is coming out. You're not going to know about it unless you follow us on all platforms. Also, we're going to be on Spotify in September, so check out for that if you're a Spotify listener. Do you hear all the things I'm talking about? There's a lot of shit going on. We're working our asses off for you out there, our friends in Chicago.
First of all, there is nothing written here. This dude remembers all that shit. So, it's amazing, dude.
Yeah, so, help us out once. We're going to be having, if you do want to help us out and you don't want to buy merch or something, you just want to support the podcast, we will also have a Patreon account starting in September, October, probably towards the end of the month. So check that out as well. We don't ask for much, whatever. Anything will help. It'll help us buy new equipment for our, we're going to be doing feature films, short comedy films. We're going to be sending off to contests and stuff. So anything you contribute will help us bring you content that you can see and that hopefully will bring some clout to Chicago because we are Chicago. That's what we want to do. We want to help that out. Also, the Beef Off. I'm remembering all these things. We're going to be doing an amazing thing called the Beef Off very soon in September or October. We haven't picked a final date yet, but we're going to tell you about what's the best beef in all of Chicago. We're going to be doing a whole series on stuff like that. The best beef, the best hot dog, the best theater to go to. We're going to be going to these places, doing reviews, and telling you, the fandom, where to go to find all the best stuff. So you got to be following all those things I told you about. YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, podcasts. Go to all these places. Help us out. Go to the Patreon. We have it. Really help us out. It'll be great. We'll bring you more amazing content. So yeah. So with that, gentlemen, I can't think of anything else to say. I
can't think of anything else for you to say.
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted.
I slowed down for a minute. And I was like, ASMR.
I need oxygen.
I was tingling a little bit. I was like, man, this is comfortable.
Do you feel a little tingly jingly? Because I am.
Jesus Christ, dude. You
damn.
I mean, you covered every base.
Yeah.
Well, you have to. You got to tell the people where to go. Yeah. So,
hey,
hope you help us.
Buy some merch.
Yes.
Rock a shirt, man.
That's right.
That, man. Get a shirt.
We will be doing a lot of stuff at the pregame show. We'll be taking photos galore. So you will know all about it. But please follow us on all those things. More to come. More amazing content. Thank you for listening, for those of you who already are. And we will see you next week. Yeah. I say that with a question mark? We're doing the show, right?
Labor Day.
Ain't nobody working on Labor Day.
We'll let you know. We're either gonna do a show Sunday or
this is when we'll let you know. This is to let you know.
We're gonna let you know. This is to let you know figures. We'll let you know.
Figure it out. We may be
announcements will be coming regardless of whether
we straight into the final. Like, all right, now are we ready for one thing?
Here comes the final, our favorite phrase of the entire episode and of the world. It's now time for Bear Down and Fuck the Packers. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. See you maybe next week.
Maybe.
Peace. This is the show.
This is the after show. This is the after show. After show.
Yeah, it's recording this.